Start stream.
We're live?
We should be live now.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to VLR You Listening, episode 11. Masters Toronto is in, it's like 4 hours from here, or 2 hours. I can't tell time. It's in like an hour and a half. But yeah, welcome. We're going to be talking about the games today. We're going to be doing pick'ems. We're going to watch a cinematic. Al, if you could, did you make the post? Did?
And we're gonna bring joy to this world, Addis. Where is your energy? Go, go, go!
Yeah, Masters Toronto, baby. What games are today? Got Team Heretics Paper X, Hanger, Choker v Choker. I'm very excited for that. And then we got Battle of the Mid, Team Liquid versus BLG. I'm not that excited for that.
Battle
I'm
of the
gonna be
Mid,
working
that's
during that
crazy,
one, so
bro.
I'm not even gonna be watching it live, but you know, BLG win 2-0.
Damn, okay. So, do you want to get right?
Hello, are you okay?
So, how do you want to go into this? Do you want to talk about do you want to go right into the
I mean, we're gonna watch the cinematic, right? The Valorant champion, or at least the cinematic for Masters Toronto. I'm told it's quite nice, so
Okay, then let me.
we're gonna put our reactions to this commentary stream. We're gonna be commentating on the cinematic. We're gonna see how good it is, because there have been some banger cinematics, and there have been some shit cinematics. I'm not gonna lie.
Gamble Nat's shameless plug.
Oh wait, they don't even see my screen yet. It's chilling. It's chilling.
But what do you think so far was the best cinematic? You think, if you had to go back and rank?
Okay, are we talking about cinematics or are we talking about like the player and like the hype ones? Yeah.
You can
Actually,
do
no,
either.
no,
I
no,
don't
not
know the
that one.
difference. I can be honest.
There's another one. I think.
I gotta say, the one with I think it was at Copenhagen where FNS was on the throne. Like they had like Loud
yes.
coming in. That one was cold.
That
And
was
then
cool.
Loud
also.
immediately lose out. But
Is it this one?
The second one, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Gotta say though, the Locky of Valorant as well. Was it nice? Are they supposed to be actual players or?
The moment collapses.
I have no clue, but I cannot recognize a single one of them.
Yeah, I don't think there are any black players.
It reminds me
They
the
don't look like
cinematic.
that.
It reminds me the cinematic of League of Legends in 2024, I think, when it was the clip by Imagine Dragon, when we don't have the real player but some travel of this player, of this fictional player to become the best of the best.
But opportunity
Oh, it's like
again.
the 2023 champions,
The
you know.
moment is in your hands.
Anyone else
Yeah,
notice his hair kind of looks like RB's hair?
That's the first thing I thought of. Oh my.
Okay. Oh, Viper.
Viper, yeah.
Let's go play this Viper and KO. Is this Munchkin? We're watching Munchkin right now?
That is not Munchkin, bro.
Viper. Oh, what do you mean it looks like that? Oh, that's Munchkin right there. Ace shot.
What a horrible team comp.
What's a team comp? I didn't saw. Can you just
KO,
make pause on the
Viper,
team comp?
Cypher.
Wait, what?
we can go back later. Let's just go through the entire thing right now.
Okay.
Neon?
Oh, this was a teaser of the whole map. I didn't saw it. Just go 5 seconds.
Okay, we can go 5 seconds back.
Yeah, again.
Toronto?
Go.
No, it was,
and I
it
will
was
say
after
pause.
Toronto.
And I will say pause. No. It's I just want to show you the teaser of the new map. Just it's right before Toronto.
Right before Toronto. right before. Okay, so it's forward.
Yeah, just it will. After maybe. Just,
Yeah, it was after.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah,
I saw.
yeah.
I
Oh,
saw, I
yeah.
saw.
We got it on only one frame. You see, it's Yeah, this one. This is a new map.
So it's
This
like a
is definitely
tower.
the new map. Yeah, and in fact, it's probably the Mont Saint-Michel in France. So if you want to type Mont Saint-Michel to show people what they can expect, but yeah, this is the most probable suspicion about this map. And we also have
So
the composition.
why is KO caked up like that?
This guy, bro. Oh my.
It's like mainstream in my face, bro. What am I supposed to say, man? It's like they're shoving it at us, man.
Yeah, and
yeah, no,
and
the
they are no
map-
reveal in this composition.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, have you guys seen the new map? Like the little teaser they gave of it on like in the announcement.
Among Us, the cafeteria. That one.
No, not the Among
I've
Us,
seen-
not the Among Us one. I mean the like they gave a little teaser of it like one time. I completely forgot when, but
Yeah, it was in the recent one where they were talking about like everything that they've been doing recently. And I've seen,
yeah, it's like the dev patch notes or something.
yeah, but they barely showed it. It was just
Yeah. Okay.
hopefully we get the isn't like the show match gonna be on it, right?
Yes, the Sur match. I don't know who it's. I don't know who it is between. Do we know that or?
It's Disguised Toast versus Tarek, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you're correct.
Yes, yeah. And Tens is probably gonna appear because he's Canadian. What else we got?
Well, Tens is in
Finesse,
China
I hope
right now.
Finesse is there. Oh, he is.
Tense is in China.
Yeah,
I
he's
hope-
in
I hope
China
for
doing
Finesse.
Flashpunk.
This is why you couldn't go to
I
Team
do
Liquid.
hope for. You know who I do hope for? I hope for the ice cream man, Jimmy Nguyen, my goat, the ice cream
Yo,
man.
Marv, Finesse, Inks, Icy. That's a team right there. I'm not gonna lie. Get him on stage. The Marv Finesse duo again. Be nice to see. Shanks. I feel like Shanks is gonna be there because he's Canadian, right? And he's like a big streamer. He's probably gonna be there. He might be a bit of a brand risk though. I don't know if we'll let him on there. You might see Muda up there.
Muda,
Oh, Muda.
Listen, all I'm saying is he's Canadian and he's one of Valorant's biggest streamers. I wouldn't like to see him up there, but he might be up there. Yeah, no, but
I would
That's still
very much rather have
week from now.
Sabrosa up there. Let's bring
Sabrosa
Sabrosa
too,
back.
that's a good shout.
Let's bring Sabrosa back.
Let's-
That would low-key be
Let's make a
nice.
new team, a new tier 2 team. Rosa, Finesse. Who else we had? Marv. It's Pets too.
No, you know, low key, I could see that I could low key see that happening with the if they have what do you call that? You know, Lost Alternatives from League of Legends, where they just all stream all their games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like Untamable Beast too.
Yeah, like Untamable
123
Beast
Untamable
too.
Beast.
Yep.
We get Solomon back on stage. Yeah, no. Solom's Canadian. No, he's American, right?
No, he's a mayor.
No, Sam is American.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Also, speaking of Sam, it is his birthday today.
Oh, that's crazy. I did not know that.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Som. He's never gonna watch this, but happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, and enjoy not making another international this year.
Damn.
Jeez, okay.
Enjoy being on an energy jail for another 5 years. Unless he retires, which he probably will. Okay, well, we should just jump in right into the games today, yeah?
Yeah, we can go
Yeah.
right in here then. So
Or
we're going to talk about the Swiss stage, where we have made a prediction for Team Heretics versus PRX. The first match coming up in like around 2 hours from now, which I want to say is quite a banger because last time we saw these teams each other was in all the way back in Madrid, where there was quite a bit of flaming going on, and then the results will be here in 3, 2, 1. Where we have only
Heretics, good
foul
job.
going PRX.
All right, it is me against the world. Do you guys want to?
Let's hear it. Let's hear the defense.
Yeah.
The defense? Alright, so
Yeah.
you know, the train. The train will
Okay.
continue.
But the train was derailed.
Heretics. The
It was
train
derailed.
no, I wouldn't say it was derailed. We weren't like completely just out of form or whatever. It's just
What was stopped?
yes, we did stop, counted as a pit stop, but we are very much back. Patman's here. We got all our people here. Okay, now let's look at Team Heretics for a second. Like in their past couple of games, right? 0-3 against Fnatic, 3-0 against Liquid, 0-2 against Fnatic again. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is very much personal opinion, but I think they have fallen off quite a bit in terms of form. Now I'm not sure what they could do from like what's basically like 2 weeks ago until now, but I think Paper X do take this.
How
Okay.
much would you? How much chance would you make them win?
I'd say it's
60%,
probably like I would say this is more maybe a 65-35.
65
No, I would say 60.
35.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
percent.
that's I wouldn't give him that much. If I was a Paper X fan.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. You know what? 60-40. How about that? Because I know we're gonna choke a little bit. We're gonna choke at least one map.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I
But
will say you brought up
in the famous.
you brought up the last 3 matches, right?
Yeah.
Last 3 Team Heretics matches, but what you fail to remember that there were 2 of those finals. Team Heretics in finals, they always play worse, always. Right outside of finals, they play amazing. Right now, game versus Paper X, they're not in a final. They're not going to choke. They're going to play well. They're going to play how they did in stage 1, which was amazing. And while I think Paper X is good, this is less about them being a bad team. It's just I think Team Heretics are just way better when they're on, and they're going to be on because it's not a final.
I have a question.
That's just my
Fal.
justification.
Do you remember if PRX was good on Sunset?
Yes,
Yes,
we were
Paper
one
X
of
are
the
good on
best
Sunset.
teams on Sunset.
Yes.
It was like one of their only good maps last year.
Yes, in last year, there were top 3 teams in Sunset were EG, Team Heretics, and PRX.
Okay, so this is basically 2 teams that
Yeah, but Team
just
Heretics are also good.
have a good map. Yeah. The Sunset isn't a game record. This is really a hard game to predict because it's PRX. It's a rugby ball. You never know where the ball is gonna drop right after he touches the ground. And in fact, nothing is way more dangerous than a beast that gets almost killed but that survive in a miraculous way. So I will be agree for a 60-40, but for Team Heretics because this is the most rational choice. But the 40% of quotes irrational choice can definitely happen with in that specific situation.
That's what's your take?
My take, okay, so I think that PRX are on the climb, you know. So everybody's been really high on PRX because, you know, everyone coming into thought of this, they thought that PRX was a little bit fraudulent, a little bit bad. But then we saw maybe some of that off-season performance. Well, not off-season really, but like that intermission between Pacific playoffs and playing against those Chinese teams, the DRX and stuff, where people saw PRX and they're like, oh, this seems not fraudulent. This seems looking really good. And so now they take this result and they go, wow, PRX is looking really good. Let's look at Heretics. They got destroyed by Fnatic. And so therefore, I think PRX is going to win, or PRX is looking like one of the best teams. Which I think we're kind of overhyping, really. Because, I mean, PRX, they're quite shaky as a team in general, I think. I think that they're a lot of momentum-based. I think Team Heretics are used to momentum-based teams, are able to stop momentum-based teams, especially with how good their coach is, Nizinho. So I think that, especially since this is not a final, as Hades has said, I think Team Heretics should be taking this, and if Team Heretics lose this match, they should be extremely disappointed, because this is a match I think they should be winning at least, I would least like 60%, but I would say I'm leaning towards 70% to Heretics here.
One more thing I will say. Oh, sorry,
I
no,
just
you go.
want to question about Nat about what he said. He said that the qualification of PRX was made because even if they were on decline, do you think it's the swan song for PRX? You know, the last dance before the inevitable death of the team.
I think that's exactly true. I think that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if they can't win with like making one change, which is Batman, which has arguably been their best change, then I don't know. It's gonna be. It's probably not gonna be in stage 2, but it'll probably be after champs. They're gonna probably blow up the roster. It's gonna be like a Navi style.
PRX. You think?
trend.
Do you think they're gonna blow
Yeah,
up the
yeah.
roster?
I think if they don't find success here or in champs, like they're not getting better.
Do you
You know,
think?
like if they,
I have a question. Do you
I don't
think?
think that's gonna happen.
Do you think that when you say that they'll blow up their roster, do you think that it's gonna happen if they make groups, or how bad are we talking about? Like how much not unsuccess are you talking about?
Well, I think if they bomb out here, then if they don't even make champs, then they're blowing it up for sure. I think if they make playoffs of champs, like they're looking good, then I see like the roster staying together. But I
Can
don't
I
know, like so
interrupt
many
you?
years of like not like being that good. I don't know, like you got to see a change. It's gonna be like something similar to Navi, right? Where like Navi they like brought together back the Masters winning core, and then they weren't able to find success, so they had to blow it up. I don't know.
Right, Hades. I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm not supposed to
Yes,
be
yes.
here because I'm sick, but I see a lot of hatred you guys are harboring for Paper X. Like I've been watching you guys. For
I
the
don't
last 10
I do not have
dog
hate
on
for
Paper
Paper X.
X.
I will say that.
Uh-huh.
I will say Team Heretics is my most hated
I just see a lot
team
of
in Toronto.
hateful speech, just being directed towards Paper X. Or what are they gonna do if they lose? What about what will they do if they win? How about what if they go to playoffs? How deep of a run can they make? You gotta be more positive about this.
No, no,
Okay.
I was just saying I think Paper X will make playoffs. I think well in my prediction, I don't know if you've seen them. I posted them like way back. I have Paper X getting third. The Paper X losing here is all part of the script because
Well, I think I
listen.
received
I
it.
know this might sound crazy, but I had this all planned out way back. My script of
I'm
Toronto
absolutely
is
crazy, bro. Can't even lie.
He's gone.
in every Swiss stage ever. The first match, all of the winners have been one from each region. There has never been a Swiss stage, an international event, where in the first round there have been multiple teams of each region. So it's never been like 2 teams from Americas wins, 2 teams from EMEA, 2 teams from Pacific, whatever. It's always been one team from each region in the first round. It has to continue. That's the pattern. It's part of the script. And I think Team Heretics have a better chance of beating Paper X and Team Liquid have of beating BLG. It's a script, man. Riot writes the scripts. Patterns are real.
Hades. Wait.
Should we sort out the script right now and make the coin flip right now to see who is gonna win?
No. I think. Oh yeah, we could do that. But what I want to say is that Hades. What I think is that the opposite is gonna happen. If PRX win this match, I think PRX are gonna ride that wave of momentum, get into like third place like they did in like Tokyo. I think if they do not win this game, however, they will. I'm thinking of the teams. I think they will most likely make out of groups, but then they will bomb out after the making it the first round into playoffs, like the first.
Oh no, I disagree. I think Paper X, if they lose, they'll still make it. Because this reminds me of their Madrid run where they lost to EDG in the first match and then they made it. Like, I feel like they're gonna go against like a better team. They're gonna lose and then they're gonna come back. They're gonna face or they're gonna shit stomp one of the bottom teams that I think are gonna lose, which is probably gonna be either Wolves or Team Liquid. Which they have a 2/3 chance of doing. They're gonna stomp them and then they're gonna go on a run. That's my prediction.
All right. So
Yeah.
I think we'll leave the coin for the very end. So yeah, we can go.
Okay.
You can go on to the next match, which is Team Liquid versus BLG. Now, notably, this is Team Liquid with what we know as is no nats. No announcement has been there yet. Sadly for my goat. So we'll be looking at the predictions in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, and split 50-50 down the line.
I want to hear the
Okay,
justification of thinking Team Liquid can win
Just
without
Okay.
Nats,
Like,
their best player
So-
and their IGL, and signing a duelist player. Please let me know. I want to know the justification.
Okay.
Well, so first of all, regarding your duelist player comment, if you've been on Twitter recently, I know, it has been stated, or even in the press conference yesterday, the press conference yesterday, it was stated that Penny has been very willing to play whatever the team needs. Okay, but
Okay,
that
he's still a
aside,
duelist player. He's still a duelist player. It
okay,
doesn't change the fact that he's a duelist player. And when he played
Yeah.
Flex on, what was it, G2, he didn't play that well on Flex.
Listen, he has 7 games on Sky. That's all I'm gonna say. That's like initiated material right there.
I mean,
Zeph.
I'm not saying you're wrong. When I originally submitted this, it was I'm gonna go into my DMs with Nats. It's gonna yes, so I said it was at this point a very 50-50 because of the timing of like the Nats situation and everything. But I do think that the core players of like Team Liquid, the other 4 people, are solid enough to the point where they can probably go like foot to foot with basically the entirety of BLG.
So you guys are
So
gonna tell me that. Continue. I thought you are
no,
finished.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm pretty much
so
done.
you guys are gonna tell me that a team that ended third in EMEA getting hard stomped by a team that get hard stomp is that lose their best player, lose their IGL. Okay, they get replaced by by a really good player. It's okay, but you're gonna tell me that this team is gonna beat the C2 of China? Isn't that just
Also-
Chinese hate at this point?
Listen. I love the
Team
Chinese.
Liquid?
Okay.
Esports World Cup lost to BBL, and what was the other team? Foot, right?
Uh,
I believe it was Foot. Right?
KC.
Oh, KC. Yeah. They lost to KC and BBL. They're not even the 4th best team in their region.
Okay.
They're the
Uh,
5th best team, and that's with Nats. That's with their best player. and
Okay.
IGL.
Okay, but then
Yeah.
BLG lost to in the Okay, so BLG lost to DRX like very convincingly, right? And DRX are also not making Toronto. And now let me bring up my
DRX are a
point.
good team. They're from a different
BBL is
region.
not a
DRX
good
are
team. BBL almost beat Liquid. BBL is putting up competitive series. Or you really think BBL is not a good team?
Yeah, I think EMEA is a lower region than Pacific. I think DRX would be.
Okay, counterpoint to that. I think
BBL
China
and
is looking
KC.
like the worst region overall right now. China is looking so bad. Okay, I think honestly, even not even that China, I think Wolves have a better chance of getting out of groups than BLG.
That's a hot take.
Okay,
That is
okay, go on.
hot
Okay.
I
take right there.
I can understand why, but you need a strong argument.
Okay.
Go for it, Nats.
I think BLG have a very low skill ceiling. I think their skill ceiling is fully dependent on YZ popping up, and the rest of their team, they are not good enough to give a game-winning series. Okay, I think they have a good skill floor. I think they can challenge the good teams, but I do not think they can beat any of the good teams. Wolves, on the other hand, are the complete opposite. This is what I said about Trace and Billy last year in Champs, where I said Trace have a good chance of upsetting because they have very good players, but they are inconsistent. So they just need a few lucky things to do. And so that's what. So I'm seeing Wolves into a Trace into this year's Wolves, where they have 5 very good mechanical players. I think all 5 of their players are able to challenge better than Billy's, right? So I think Wolves players are better individually than Billy's, and even though strategically they might be worse, even though that their skill floor is much worse because it depends a lot on how they are fragging. I think that with the ability to frag, it can carry them through 1 to 2 series where they just have to get lucky. They just have to have things go their way and they can win. Whereas Billy, I don't see them winning a series. I can see them putting up a better I can see Wolves either going like 2-0 or like 0-2. You know, I can see them bombing out very easy as well. But they have a chance of winning these series. Whereas Billy, I see a good maybe if they're lucky, like a 1-2 performance where they lose twice and then they're out.
Okay, let me ask this.
Yeah.
Team Liquid are hosting a roster with Patty Tech, Camo, and Serial. You think they get over 50 kills in their first series combined? By the way,
Absolutely, I think they get over 50 kills combined. 100%.
really?
I think. Okay, what you're missing
I
is
posted this poll on VLR, and what do we get here? Any people with the under? I can post the link here for you
Post the
if
link,
you want to
okay.
pull it up. The many smart people of VLR have
Smart
disagreed
people.
with you.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
let me. I would need to the boom, and then we go to this. I need to go here. Okay, so the many smart people, 50 kills for Patty, Camo, Cereal combined, and then you said under for sure, no ways to get 50 kills. Okay, okay. Now I just disagree. Now here's my argument for why I disagree. I think that first of all, you have Cyril going back to his original role, where we've seen him do really good on his original role, which is Sentinel. Normally, Nats was taking that role, but it's freed up a little bit. Joined by Butterfly. Okay, that's surprising. But so I think Cyril.
random cameo.
Yeah, so I think Cyril is at a good level. He's a really good Sentinel player, and now that he's going to be on Sentinel, presumably, I think that he can stand out. He can show himself as why he's a good player, right? Because I think his EMA performance was actually at the end, like not at the beginning, right? Because he was struggling at the beginning, but at the end, he was putting up a decent performance. On his role,
Wait, let me tell you, in the last 60 days on Sentinel, he has had a 0.85 rating on Deadlock and a 0.93 rating on KJ.
okay, but like he's playing Deadlock and he's barely played KJ. Like we need,
He's
like
played 9 matches of Killjoy, which is his second most played, by the way. His 2 most played are both Sentinels.
yeah, give him time. Give him time to fully play Killjoy. You just need to give him time.
Fully play Killjoy. It's
Yes.
his second most played agent in the last 60 days.
But like, okay, he's the most played agent in the last 60 days, but he's flexing around. He's playing 4 different roles for them. Oh, he's playing 3.
have played four agents.
He's playing 3.
He's had 2 maps on Tejo.
I have
He's
also
played
a strong
7 maps
argument against
Yeah.
Liquid. I think they play a lot of double sentinels with Deadlock and Cypher, but with a Terro, and that's the Terro that allow Deadlock to be played, because there are a certain combo where Deadlock lock someone and then Terro just can just molly him and the guy die. And with the nerf of Terro, maybe that will be less way possible to do it. So it's a non-direct nerf of their playstyle. Meaning, while BDBD also have Terro, but it's composition where you can replace him by a Sova without disrupt too many your composition, or a Fade, for example.
Yeah.
I think
if you go a Breach Sova on Haven
Yeah,
with
and
4
Team Liquid have to reform all their comps too, because Nats isn't there. No, they're not going to be playing double Senti.
They already started
They're
reforming the
gonna
comps in the EWC. You already saw that. They're already starting to do it. And also, I want to point out, I think that Team Liquid have to play double Sentinel because they are locked with Cyril and Nats, where they are 2 Sentinel players. Because we saw that Cyril can barely flex for them. Okay? I think...
Also, I want to bring up...
Yeah?
Sorry, I want to bring up real quick on
Yeah.
the serial. Shout out to 229FN. Pointing this out.
Oh
You go
my.
to you point out all time. You know, you're like, he hasn't been good now, but all time. Sentinel was his thing. If we look at his all-time Killjoy stats, he's 0.96. That's not much better, man. He has more games of Sky than he has on all the other Sentinels except for Cypher.
Yeah,
He
get
has
him
more
to play
games of
Cypher.
KO than...
Get him to play Cypher. Get him to play Cypher. See what happens, okay? Let my
Yeah,
man...
Cypher's not that meta now.
Cypher-
Cypher's not... Vice, you know what's meta?
Terro is
Vice,
gone.
which he has 2
Ter-
maps on.
Tejo's gone. It's a Cypher meta. Watch him dominate on Cypher. That's all I need to say. Let's see.
Nah, Raze is back. That's what I'm saying. Raze is back.
Yeah, Raze is back.
Raze is back.
Raze is back.
In
Cypher was
5
fine in the
minutes-
Raze meta. Cypher was fine in the Raze meta, actually.
Yeah, not when we have nade lineups in 2025.
Nade
In
lineup.
5 minutes, in 5 minutes, Gamble Nats are gonna say that now Team Liquid is better without Nats.
Team Liquid is not better without Nats. I will say
Okay,
that.
I just want
But
I just want to point out Nats, if you'll go into general real quick, I posted a screenshot like 5 minutes ago maybe.
oh no.
It's
okay.
of VLG's comps from the end of China on all the way until like their last match.
I don't know how
So-
I'm gonna show this, but
Hey, why is the tech game the tech game hidden? Oh, the
Because
tech-
that's not their main roster. That's their their
Okay,
sub
sure.
team, I guess. So it's
Wait, wait, wait.
irrelevant.
Wait, let me go on. Let me go find
Okay.
it. Wait. Let me
Hiding the
let-
stats from Tech.
let me go find the actual one because
Okay. It's just 1, 2, 3, and then ignore the trace or the tech one.
one, two,
1, 2,
three.
3. Ignore tech and then finals. Okay. That's all we need. That's all we need.
Okay.
Now look, I understand that this is like China and then they've had time to change their comps, but this is from like 2 weeks ago. This is their last match was May 16th. Now, from what I understand, Masters Toronto will be played on the most current patch. Yes,
Yes.
the one where Tepo is nerfed.
Yes.
Let's look at all of their maps. They've played Tejo on what's basically every single map except for Icebox and Sunset, which Sunset they played like an old comp that you would probably see from like last year, right?
Also, I just want to point out, Billy.
Oh, what's this argument? What's this argument?
Also, I also.
Scroll down.
No. Wait.
Scroll.
Billy got 113 by DRX. 13 and 1. Wait, what? Why is this a quality team? Okay.
You mentioned this XLG game, bro. This is grand finals where the Teo meta is still a thing. They want to win this, bro. They don't want to. I don't get this argument where it's like, oh, they're using Teo while the Teo meta is still a thing. Like, yeah, of course they want to win, man. They don't just want to win. Like, they don't want to save strats. They also want to win other tournaments too, right? Like, this is a stupid argument. Like, why in the grand finals of China, where they have a chance to win the trophy, they'd be like, actually, we're gonna change all our comps like with 1 day prep, because this is the day after the Wolves game, by the way.
No,
right?
no.
Like,
No, you're missing the point. My point isn't that they were Tejo abusing during the Tejo meta. My point is that currently it is out of the Tejo meta, and yet, like just half a month
these
ago,
tournaments are still played with
on
Teo.
Tejo.
Like this, the Hero Esports was still played with in Teo meta.
Was it?
Right? I have no idea actually. I didn't know.
No, but like, okay, so here's my argument. Even like after VCTCN ended with Hero Esports and all that was all like it's all technically like off season, quote unquote off season, as in like it's not part of the official tournament. So based off of that, shouldn't they also be practicing for Masters Toronto, the international event?
Technically, yeah, but don't they also want to save strats? You know, like don't they want to make sure what they come out with is clean? I don't know. And also, okay, the point on DRX
no, but the thing is, you can't test your strat in China. You're not coming out clean. China is what you call. You're not statistically shown. We've seen that you cannot test your strats in China. This is what EDG have said. This is what Trace has said. That you need to test you need to get every chance you get to test against the best teams. Would you not say Hero Esports is a great chance to test your new comps?
No, you don't want to publicly make everyone. You know, we are going in master. The meta change. Nobody know who we're gonna play. You can't anti-strat on the first game or on the first games of the tournament. Why
also,
would
a
a team
know
show
Team
what
Liquid
they
are
would play?
amazing anti-stratters? Yeah, exactly. Team Liquid are amazing anti-stratters. Their coaches are great. Like that. BLG know this. Team Liquid always anti-strat their opponent. Why would they show footage of themselves with their new comps?
That would be
saying that you right now you are saying that a 5-13 Lotus against DRX using Tejo, and then when they're not using Tejo,
here's my point on DRX. Okay, I think DRX are better than at least half the teams that went to Toronto. I think DRX are very good. Yes,
that's true.
Hear me out, okay? DRX were so close to making Toronto. They should have won the game versus RQ. They honestly they should have won the game versus Paper X as well. And you know why they didn't? Because Flashback the bum had to go leave the team out of nowhere. He ditched the team. Bane had to come back in. They had no practice with Bane. They had to rely on old strats with a new player because Estrella and Bane never played together. Estrella had to IGL a new player. And Bane had fucking appendicitis. He had to go get surgery, bro. And they still almost went. They still almost beat the winners of the grand final. They almost beat RQ. They almost beat Paper X. are looking like the two best Pacific teams, right? Like they're better than like at least half the teams at Toronto, I think. And I don't
Okay,
think it's like a surprise that you give DRX this time to prep, and this is a tournament that they actually are trying to win because they're not playing at at Toronto.
But
And
DRX,
they destroy
yeah.
them.
DRX, first of all, they don't have flashbacks in this tournament, and PLG, they weren't just playing. They weren't when against DRX. Even if you think DRX is a high tier team, they weren't even. They weren't playing even. They weren't playing close. They got demolished by DRX. They got 13-1, 13-5, 13-10. Like these are not close series. They have one close map on Icebox, a single close map. Every other is a stomp, bro. Like I would understand if you're saying if DRX is like they're playing 11-13s, if they're playing 10-13s consistently, but no, these are some blowout maps that they're playing against DRX. I mean,
There's only two maps. You make it sound like every map was a blowout. It's only two, you know?
okay, you're
If
getting
you-
13-1.
like, you can-
Okay,
To be
can-
fair, Nats.
Yeah.
If your only argument opposes is based on the fact Bilibili Gaming, a team that have everything to play in Masters, lose against a team that have nothing to do in a tournament that have no stakes than other than, let's say, cash price and some huge so much, and if this is your only argument for Team Liquid without their all of their good player, without their best player, their IGL will beat Bilibili Gaming, then you don't have a strong argument there.
okay, give me an argument on why Billy can win. Because I don't think they have a good enough seeding.
This Team Liquid is shit.
Billy
Liquid is
Gaming
shit.
is also shit.
Open it up, bro.
Bilibili Gaming is seed 2. They literally take out the
You talk
champions
about Wolves, they
winner,
beat
the
Wolves
last
3-0.
champions winner.
And
They-
EDG,
they-
EDG played horrible in that match. Jenny was like -50.
They still won.
Yeah,
They still
but that
beat
was- that was like-
they still beat the world champion.
that's not a
Oh,
good
who
argument
put him
because they were
negative
awful.
50? BLG. That's who. YZ is him. Gonna pull out the raised judge on split. He's gonna shit all over for Team Liquid. Serial's gonna drop 5 kills. Camo's gonna drop 5 kills. Patty Tech's gonna drop 3 kills. Penny, yeah, I don't know.
Oh my
Penny's
gosh,
probably gonna
okay.
play like mid.
We're gonna move on.
Um,
I'm gonna move on from this, but just remember the series, okay? Because this series it's gonna happen soon. Okay.
I
This
give
is a
this like
50-50,
I give this a 70-30.
Okay.
Generous, 70-30.
And
That's
and
only
before we
because of
go
Team
on,
Liquid's coaching staff, because I believe in their coaching.
Okay.
before we
That's the
go on,
only reason.
I asked
Okay.
FN Zera and the Mass Material to break our tie because it's a 2 versus 2, and they both say Bilibili Gaming. We can go to the next one.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Now let me just put one last message in.
Yeah.
I think it's a 50-50. It can go either way. However,
50-50.
yes, I think it's a 50-50. However,
What, you want for Team Liquid?
yeah, I did go for Team Liquid because EMEA. Also, why not? However, I do want to point out, I do want YZ to stand up and yell, "Camel, are you okay?" Absolute masterclass. That's all.
No,
He pulls out the gun again. He like stands up.
80,
No?
80.
I will
80
say,
for Bilibili Gaming.
I would say I would love if BLG won, and I would love if Wolves won, because I would love if China won, because I need
Okay,
people
okay,
to.
but what's your percentage for Team Liquid? No,
Team
I want to
Liquid?
hear this.
Okay, my percentage is 65%, and this is why. I think the 35% is purely because if they cannot adapt with Penny. If Penny can be integrated into the system, no problem. I think they beat Billy. If they cannot, that's my 35%. Then Billy win.
It's to
I
me,
think
it's 80
Pico
for
needs to
Bilibili
drop,
Gaming.
like, plus 100 to win.
To me, it's 80 for
Yeah.
Bilibili Gaming and 20 for Team Liquid, and it will only depend if they are a weird honeymoon phase, because sometimes when you have a chance, they are a weird honeymoon phase that shock everyone. But that's the only
That's
way.
true. Yeah, I can see that as well. That's why for me it's like I said 70-30. I think 70-30 is realistic because I don't believe because Team Liquid like how like because you also have to look at how far back do they know about Natsumi's issue and like they signed Penny. Like they're like no offense to Penny, he's a very good duelist player in tier 2, but I won't even say he's like a top 5 tier 2 player right now. You know, like I don't know, but this match happens in an hour. We'll have to see. Or no, not an hour. It happens in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Gonna be a banger.
Who is
It's
gonna
dope.
AGL?
Paddy
Huh?
Tech, most likely.
Yes, and new
Did
IGL as
he-
well. We didn't mention that.
No, Paddy Tech
We
is
didn't mention
Paddy-
that.
Paddy Tech is responsible for a lot of the mid rounding already in Liquid. It's called IGL
Oh,
Yeah,
by
remember
Nats and
the last
Paddy
time
Tech.
IGL initiator player went to, or it's a regular initiator player who was known for his mid rounding went to IGL. Name was Energy Ethan back in 2024.
No, we can't be talking about NRG though, because NRG,
Yeah,
because NRG are still bad.
Okay, energy
got
is just a false team.
NRG got a real IGL, one of the best IGLs, like was known as one of the best IGLs, and they still play terrible. So I don't want to think about NRG.
Hey, in stage 2 with FNS's IGL instead of Energy back in 2024, Energy was.
Hey, we were one game away from qualifying.
They were. If stats didn't carry over, they would have qualified. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyway,
I have two questions. I have two questions
Wait,
before we go. On.
Okay,
Okay.
can we
when
just
was
move
the
on
last
from
time?
this?
Oh,
When was the last
Can
time
we
that you take IGL? And which team?
I don't
which
think
team
he's
was
ever
it?
IGL'd.
No, he's
Oh,
never IGL. He's just
they are so.
He's never.
Okay,
And
let's move on.
last question. Only to add this. Do you think TL would be favorite if Nats was here?
Yeah, 100%. Because I think just
Okay,
people underestimate China. I would personally have like the stakes much closer. I'd maybe give it like a 55-45 or a 60-40 for
Yeah,
Team
yeah.
Liquid. But I think people like really don't favor China, so I think Team Liquid would be heavy favorite.
I think
With Nats, I will give 55 in favor of VLG.
I'm gonna be honest. I think this is the weakest China has ever been in any tournament, besides Champs 2022 and Lock-in.
Okay, fair. We can go on.
I mean, going into Tokyo, China was like really bad. We didn't know EDG were
yeah,
gonna be crazy.
but I had
just because they lost the first match to T1.
I had EDG in Lock-in beating 100T, and I had EDG making other groups and BD. I had EDG
Being
making
100 Thieves.
yeah in Lock-in. I had EDG beating 100 Thieves.
Bro, 100 Thieves are like predicted to be one of the best teams in the world at Lock.
Yeah, but
Yo, 100 Thieves more like 50 robbers, bro.
dude, I was looking at the
Bro.
China vault. I was looking at Kankan, and I thought he was looking incredible. I thought at Lock-in he was gonna have.
for EDG so hard.
Dude, I've rated EDG very beginning. I like even in 2022, I thought they could have made other groups.
Okay, respectfully, can we move on?
I
now?
think in 2022
Yeah,
people actually rated them.
Yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on to Sen versus Wolves.
Yes.
In 3, 2, 1. But I'm the only Wolves believer. Now,
Defend yourself. Defend yourself.
now this is my storyline where I
I
say,
want to hear the TMV propaganda.
though, where the right conditions are met to beat a team. I do not think if you play the series 10 out of 10 times, I do not think Wolves win. I think Wolves lose 8 other times. But I think that 2 times that they win, I think they can do it. I really believe that Wolves have that upset potential. Now, well, how I see the series going is either Wolves win like a 19-17 and then like a 14 like a 13-10, or they lose like 6-13, 5-13. That's how I see it going. And that's why I'm picking Wolves. Because I really believe that if all their players activate, if Spring activates, if Lysors activates, if they play at their peak performance, they can beat the Sentinels. And that's why I picked them.
Percent?
Percent?
Nats?
I give Wolves a 30%. But I believe in that 30%. And that's why I'm picking it. It's for my storyline.
Fair enough.
To be fair, I think if you would have put Sentinels, I would say, oh, this is a Sentinel guarantee, so I think Wolf is gonna win. But now you have put Wolves, I think you just jinxed them, and now it's Sentinels that's gonna beat them really fast.
Okay, I just want to say, Valorant, especially at tier 1, it is a mind game. It is a mental game. Zelsis is going to stand up, scream at them, and then get in their heads. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I could see Wolves winning. I think like Nasa. I think it's even simpler than that. Like then because I think all the players do need to pop off. All of them need to play at their potential. But I think it also could be just as simple as then they're coming into this tournament with new comps. And I think the big question mark is John QT, how he's going to perform without Tejo, because he was mainly playing Tejo in stage 1. And without Tejo, it's like, is he going to go play Flex, which he has not been historically that good on? Is he going to play Initiator, which we saw in the offseason he was shit on? you're gonna go back to Sentinel, but then that raises a question about who's gonna be the secondary caller, right? Like, is it gonna be Zelsis? Like we saw as well in the offseason that their calling wasn't that good. Like it raises questions because I think the system they settle into took a bit of a while to settle into. But once they did, they looked very good. But now without like the going into this new meta, I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it up. I do think that might be enough, but I think as well, I want to give Sen their props. I think Kaplan is an amazing coach. I think they're able to adapt, and I think without more Euro, I think we're going to be seeing more Zekin on Neon and Raze, which is very good at. I don't know. I think even if all those things happen, I still think Zekin's going to frag out. And I trust that, and I trust the Sen players playing really well more than I trust the Wolves players playing really well. So I think Sen's going to win. I would say I'd give it like a 70-30, 65-45.
About Teho, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the Boost team play Teho on every map beside Haven.
Yes, but I do want to point out, whereas as Hades has said, Sentinels had a lot of role conflict before Teho. Wolves do not. Sufat BB is a designated initiator player and has played a lot of initiator in his career.
That's my worry for Sen. Yeah, no. The other reason is Sen have the plot armor. Like, I'd love to go and predict close here because I want Sen to lose. We got the plot armor. It's what's gonna happen. I predict what's gonna happen, not what my heart wants.
I think for the next prediction, we should do which team we think that we win and which team we want them to win. So this is gonna give a little more context to some kind of things.
So
I
far,
also
I
want
predicted
to-
both.
Okay, so far I think I would prefer see Wolves win, just for the hype and the thing and everything. But rationally, I don't see Wolves winning. It can happen because it's a new meta and anything can happen on a new meta. But you've got a team that have a lot of experience against a team that never went to international before. So maybe in champions, Wolves will be better than Sentinels. But right now, I'm like 75 for Sentinels.
I do want to say though, I agree, but I do want to say though, Wolves have a lot of players that have gone to internationals. I wouldn't say that they're an internationalist team.
That's fine.
Lysol, Yuko, Juicy hasn't gone to an international, but he's played on a big stage. I believe.
You want Ascension?
Yeah,
Won
he
Ascension,
won.
sorry,
He won.
sorry,
He
won
won. He won Ascension. Sufat BB was also at Ascension. He didn't win it, but he was
Okay.
there as well. So I would say that this is a very experienced roster. So I wouldn't call them international newcomers. I
Okay, good
wouldn't hold
point.
it against them.
You push me at 65 now.
Okay.
Now you're with me. Anyway, next game.
Next game is Genji versus MIBR, which we have in 3, 2, 1. A Genji guarantee.
Ow!
Really?
This is
Now,
Really?
okay.
Oh.
I thought MIBR would be the favorites. I'm gonna be honest.
Let me be the devil's advocate here. Let me be the devil's advocate here. Let me
Sure.
just switch sides real quick, Nats, if you wanna
yeah, you wanna switch
sort of
sides?
jerry rig that however you'd like.
Yeah.
I'll jerry rig it because I don't want to eventually us be the jinx to Genji losing.
Yeah.
Nor do I think
Honestly, I thought you guys would all go MIBR. I'm gonna be honest.
I think I should defend MIBR. Just for the sake of it.
That's
Okay,
fair.
so first of all, let's talk Verno. Let's talk Verno. Last time he played Genji. Can we pull that up, please?
Last time they played Genji. Okay. Give me a second.
No, just
not
Verno.
NRG.
Just Verno.
Had to be an off-season event, right? Yeah.
Yes, it was an
The
off-season
Soup
event.
Invitational, right?
56 and 22 on Sova. No Teho involved. Okay? I just want to point that out. Additionally, you have Aspas, one of the world's
can we
best
talk
players.
about-
Now,
Sorry. Can
Okay.
we talk about FNS fragging above Charon? My goat.
I jailed it. I jailed it.
Look-
But I just want to
no,
say,
carry on, carry on.
Yeah.
24 and 43 versus 28 and 35. That's my goat right there.
okay, I just want to say, you have Verno, you have Ospas. Now I understand that the argument might be that they're shaky or whatnot, but I do think that they fixed most of their problems coming from like the end of playoffs into like EWC. They were a little bit shaky there, but I do think that they have fixed most of their problems in this short period of time. Now you can say, oh, Zenom and Cortesia, they're rookies, but on the other hand, we also have Ash on Genji, and the Foxy 9, I guess, and then
Fox
isn't
hasn't
Genji
played
also
well.
running?
He's been like their best player.
Yeah, Foxy 9 has been
Yeah,
really
but
good.
like, wait, someone update me about like what's happening with like Suggest.
Played like I forget how many games, but he came in for Foxy 9. He played like shit. Hasn't won a match in VCT ever. And
Yes.
they subbed him out.
Yeah.
But on for good, probably.
Terrible fortune. But I do think that this is maybe one of the more like entertaining 50-50 matches. I chose Genji because of my pickums, and then I have faith in the texture. As long as he doesn't get an
Yeah, no.
ace.
How many players of MIBR have international experience beside Espace?
Uh,
Werner has like
I would say that's it, yeah.
Ascension experience.
He wasn't
We're,
at
we're not
Ascension.
counting Ascensions. It's
Oh wait,
Werner
Ascension
wasn't
is
at
no,
low-key
no,
for
Werner
Villa.
wasn't at Ascension. No, so it's just Aspas.
And none of them even went to Ascension.
Yeah, wait. It's just Aspas. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Art's
on
been on the regional.
on this one.
Okay, I just want to say, when we're saying internationals, we mean as in like traveling and then having to deal with all the external factors, yes?
But
Yeah, they
also
were at Soup, right?
also-
Brennan was at Soup.
you also have to deal with
Okay.
like a big stage, like and pressure from that.
Okay, stage pressure is one thing. However, I do want to point out that this is a Toronto game. They only had like what, in the words of Aspas, from our GOAT Wavy from VLR, 4 hours and 20 minutes. So
I will say though,
Just
in
to
that
throw that
interview,
out there.
Bruno looked dead. Looked dead.
when does he not?
I mean,
Yeah,
he
you
doesn't
know.
look that dead. He looked like he was about to cry. I don't know why. Felt bad for him, man. I'm like, why are you making him do this interview? Get a different player.
Hey, I think 2 days. 2 days will fix this.
It is okay.
Yeah, no, hopefully get some rest.
I do want to ask the question, which is that you know, since that we see it like at these Asian events, right? It's only been Asian teams winning. Do you think that this home field advantage to American teams? Do you think that's going to help a bit, or do you think it'll be like before, where like in Manchester Shanghai, or you think about Madrid, where it's like it's not going to be that much of a difference?
I saw too
I
many
do- I do
What's
think-
European
their
teams
last one?
getting.
LA?
LA,
Yes, LA, where we won. E EG.
I saw
think
too many
EG had a-
European
sorry.
teams getting destroyed on League of Legends by Korean team to have the belief that with side advantage it's gonna be okay. It's usually not happening, but it's League of Legends. It's a different game, so maybe it will not contrast. But yeah, I'm not fully
I
sure
think-
on.
No, I was just gonna say like, I think it's different than like LA, because LA was literally like everyone was like at the same setups that they used. Everyone was like they had the same team around. I think EG had a big advantage because all the their other 5 players were all there, so they could scrim with them. I think Toronto's different because you still have to fly somewhere, even if it's only for like 5 hours, right? You have to be in a new place, in a new environment, with new setups. But I don't think it's gonna be.
So we're
Like, I
saying
think that
it's not going to be that big of a difference.
no, I'm saying like it's not gonna be that big of a difference from like, I'd say like from Madrid or something. I think Madrid's a good example.
Right.
All in all, I do think that this is going to be a 50-50.
I would
I
agree.
will.
I think Genji have a
Yeah,
slight
I
chance
think-
more.
I think Genji are, in my opinion, right? Because I thought you guys were gonna go MIBR, because I thought MIBR were the favorites. If we go back to my delusional takes right now, as I said, there's only one team from each region winning this round 1 ever. I have more faith in Genji over MIBR than I have for Paper X over Team Heretics. So that's why I choose Genji. Also, I will say, MIBR Esports World Cup. You can't say they were saving strats because they were definitely not saving strats. They wanted to win. They stated they wanted to win, and they did not win. They did not get either of the slots. They got beat by NRG, 100 Thieves, and it was not good. So that shakes my faith a bit.
Right. Then do you want to get into the qualifications? So, is that
What if
Yeah.
what if we do a kind of PKMs, but a predictive PKM where we simulate the different possibility. For example, we did predict that Team Heretics, BLG, Sentinels, and Genji have won. With the team that is assured to beat the three other, and with the team that is assured to lose against the three other, whatever the draw is. And
but
so we do
no,
that
no,
for
but-
everyone,
no,
and so
but
we
the
have
thing-
the,
the
we have
thing-
the
I'm gonna link. I already did this. Can I link this in chat to pull up? This is what I'm referring to, by the way. Whenever I'm talking about each team from one region winning, this is my 100% Toronto pick'ems. You can see like the full breakdown if you scroll down, but that's the number right there. That's the ranking.
He has a script.
Yeah, I have the full script right here. They leaked the script for me.
Wow.
So I'll read through it real quick. So the Swiss round one, Genji versus MIBR. Genji, like I said, every Swiss round one ever. Only one team from each region wins. So my 4 teams are Genji, BLG, Team Heretics, and Sen. And they mainly come from Team Heretics and Sen being better than Paper X and Wolves. And then because of that, Genji and BLG have to win. I feel like this was the majority, right, for
Yeah,
everyone?
this was the
we
majority.
can keep that
So this we can
as we're
keep
talking about it. Okay, and then for the Swiss lower, this is where the delusion sets in. So my prediction is it's going to be Paper X versus Wolves, and then MIBR versus Team Liquid. It's a very common matchup in the Swiss second lower is Pacific versus China. I think Paper X are better and MIBR are better. So if we want to talk about these matchups, like just in general, like these 4 who we think are making out, because these are our 4 lowers.
I just think we can't predict the draw, so we should just take the 4 teams that win and say, oh, this one will beat the 3 other, whatever the draw is, and oh, this one will lose against the other, whatever the draw is, and for us two, it will depend on the draw.
Okay, we can do
I
that.
think
So-
Paper X will win against Wolves and Team Liquid no matter what, and I think they have a close game versus MIBR, and MIBR are the same. They'll beat Wolves and Team Liquid in a close game versus Paper X.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, basically, Liquid and PRX will be out.
so I think that Billy will go 0 and 2. I think Billy will go 0 and 2. I think that I think it has to be MIBR. Yeah, MIBR goes 0 and 2. I think Team Liquid go 1 and 2.
Really?
And I think Sen go 1 and 2. And I think that
You don't think Team Liquid is going out of group? Yeah, you don't think if they win and then Nats get his visa, you don't think they're
I don't
gonna come back and
well, I don't think Nats is gonna get his visa.
you don't believe in Nats getting his visa?
I don't think Nats is gonna get his visa by
You
match.
can't
by
even
map
believe in your goat winning against the government.
Going against the
Shame-
government. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I don't think Nats is gonna lurk his way through into Toronto, so I will
Just
be
smuggle across.
yeah, he's not gonna smuggle across the border. I don't believe that's gonna happen. So I think Team Liquid will go 1 and 2. I think MIBL has to go 0 and 2. I think Sen qualify. I think Wolves will go 1 and 2, and I think because how many teams qualify? 4 teams qualify. So it's Heretics qualify.
Yeah.
Heretics qualify, PRX qualify, Genji qualify, and Sen qualify.
Yeah, but it will
I have
depend
the
on the
same
draw.
except for MIBR instead of Genji.
To me, if you want to do that, you should pick 3 teams that will pass whatever the draw is, 3 teams that will not pass whatever the draw is, and 2 teams in the middle that will depend on what the draw is.
Okay, I think
That's fair.
Heretics, I think Genji, and I think Sen will pass no matter what. No, actually not Genji. Yeah, Genji. These 3 will pass no matter what the draw is. MIBR and PRX are going to be my middle teams, and then I will have BLG, Wolves, and Liquid, and then BLG, Wolves, and Liquid as my bottom 3.
I have the same
Okay.
except I moved Genji down. I think Team Heretics and Paper X for me are the only teams that are I think are guaranteed to make it through the Swiss. And I think Genji, Paper X, and MIBR are all in the same tier where they could make it, but they also if they face each other they might not. And then the rest of the teams are all like the below, like BLG, Wolves, Team Liquid.
So you put PRX at the same level as Genji?
Yeah, PaperX, Genji, and MIBR. All the same where like they could make it, but they also could not make it, like depending on matchups.
Okay. Fall?
Oh, I have Gen G, Sentinels, Paper X, and Heretics making it.
You have to put one in the. We don't know the draw.
Yeah, so
because
which of
you
those
can
teams
have
do you think
to-
are guaranteed? Like which of the ones do you think are like maybe they?
I
can
think
make it,
Sentinels
maybe
are
they don't?
guaranteed.
You think Heretics or no?
Sentinels.
Yeah, Sentinels, but Heretics or no?
You have 3 names to be guaranteed. In fact.
Yeah, I said that I think Heretics do make it. Yes. Or are you
Like, do
talking
you
about
think
like
there's a chance they
duos?
don't make it? No, like we're saying, like in my head, I think Sen and Team Heretics are making it no matter what. Like no matter what draw they're getting, they're probably gonna make it. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I give that like over like a pretty good chance. And then I say Genji, LIBR, and Paperworks. I think they will. Like they have the potential to make it, but depending on matchups, they have a chance to not make it. And then I have
I agree.
BLG. Was it BLG Wolves and Team Liquid, where I don't think they're gonna make it.
I
Like
think
that sort of thing, you know?
okay. I think Sentinels and originally I put Paper X, but that's honestly a lot of cope. But I think Sentinels and Heretics are pretty much guaranteed to make it. Yes, I can agree with that.
Okay, I agree. Consensus.
Well, it's gonna be a shock when they both go out 0-2 and we get BLG Wolves, Team Liquid, and
That
I'd love that.
yeah,
I'd love it if
that
nice.
happened.
Okay. So I
Awesome.
think I would say put Sen, Heretics, and Genji. And then the 2 middle team would be BLG and MIBR. Yeah, I'm pretty confident on this one.
So I think we're
Yeah.
gonna okay. I'm gonna have 229 FN come in now to replace me. I'll still be here, but just as a director, not sort of in the conversation. So
What's left to talk about?
yeah, so just give me a second to sort that out.
I think it's a coin time.
Yeah, we'll do
coin
the
time?
we'll do the coin with 229.
Well, let me just say, I don't believe in the coin. I don't believe in it.
You are
Might very
not
well
a
be
coin
true,
believer.
but
After the coin
not.
predicted the 3 Chinese team, you are not the coin
Okay,
believer.
China is different because China is a literal coin flip region. I don't think this is a coin flip tournament. That's the difference.
What? This is the most coin flip tournament. Anyone can win at this point.
Really? I don't know. I feel like my
It's
pickums
we're
are
calling Toronto Mickey
100%
Mouse.
correct.
That's what we're doing.
Calling
Are we
Toronto
calling
Mickey Mouse
Toronto
because
Mickey Mouse?
yes, because one of the bottom 4
No.
teams don't have their best player. Come on, guys, Team
This is
Liquid
not a
would have
Mickey Mouse.
gotten 9th, 10th instead of 11th, 12th.
This is not a
Okay.
Mickey
If
Mouse
they had
tournament.
Nash,
This is
they
a
could have won one
non-predictable
game.
tournament. This is not a Mickey Mouse tournament. This is an unpredictable tournament. This is 2 different things. That's sad because every team are really close in terms of level, and it's really hard to think, okay, this region is way better than another one. Because to be fair, the first Master of the Year wasn't a good indicator because it was another meta, and even at this time, nobody knew what the meta is, so people couldn't figure out, and it was a really fluky event. And this one is really good team. They won fair and square in their region, but the meta kinda shifted, and some region can be way better than the other, but we can't really know. A little bit like when we have Omega Group and Alpha
Do
Group.
we think Team Liquid won fair and square? We believe in Team Liquid winning fair and square.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Are we talking about Team Liquid
Think-
against BBL?
Oh,
or
mute yourself, bro.
me? Okay.
They are Nico.
In a video, mute yourself. You're good. You're good. Oh, okay. Do you not think that Team Liquid
Sorry,
with the huge tech pause that their first seed in playoffs was unfair? Do you think if KC had won that game because of the tech pause, then
Wait, so
KC
we're
would have
talking
gone?
about
Because they
the
did
group
beat
stage
them in
match?
Esports World Cup.
I think the group stage match was fair. I think they needed to replay the map.
Yeah, but they didn't
Not
replay the
replay
map.
the map.
entire
Sorry,
match.
I think they needed to not replay the map. I misspoke. That's my bad. I think what they did was fair.
I'm just stirring drama to stir drama. I think KC would have lost no matter what.
Also, wait,
Um,
why would wait?
Yeah.
I
I
think
understand.
KC got better for Esports World Cup. They were still like not that good in playoffs.
Yeah, KC is improving, but yeah, it was a little bit too early.
What
in
else
the-
can
in
we
the
say
second
make it Mickey Mouse? Do you not think with DRX having flashback leave and then having to sub Bane back in for appendicitis? Well, he has
Dude,
appendicitis.
it's part of the
and
game, man.
They almost
It's part
lost.
of the game.
Mickey Mouse, bro. It's a Mickey Mouse. DRX would have won. They would have gotten their first trophy. Come on, man. Do you not think with all of the tech players except for RB having their monitors off during playoffs, it was a Mickey Mouse because tech should have gone? I think the drugs that T-Virus Luke took that day were too strong. Passed out on his computer. I think this one's like one of the most fair. I think the only thing you can say is Nats not being there, but I think because Team Liquid aren't a good team, then it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about who we're gonna predict in Toronto. Nats, are you gonna like do like the thing where? Okay. Going 3, 2, 1, maybe.
Oh, just me.
Oh, Fnatic.
Oh,
Nobody else has a winner. So in my prediction, actually, the stadium's gonna blow up, and there's not gonna be a winner.
No, that's only if it's
I don't know
Heretics versus
about-
like Paper X. That's the only way. Or G2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So explain yourself with Fnatic.
Okay. I mean G2 they don't have Taeho. I just don't think they can win. I think Trent will also underperform. I think also Heretics can't win a final. Paper X can't win a final. There's really not that many teams that can actually win the whole thing. And Heretics just look to be, I mean not Heretics. Fnatic look to be the most informed. I mean yeah, because Xyli don't even have you, so there's really just not that many contenders to win it all. It's a very like middle. It's a very middle. It's a very middle heavy tournament. So I think Fnatic is the favorites here.
What were you saying?
I mean, yeah,
it,
like RRQ and Gen look great, but I just don't think they. I don't know if they can win it all.
I agree with that. So, Fal, what were you saying?
I'm saying Crashy's propaganda.
Oh, I mean, he's great.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
I think Fnatic are definitely one of the, I wouldn't say like favorites, but I think they definitely have a really good shot at the trophy, better than a lot of the teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like, for me. I think I have them like top 6, but it's not because top 6 because I think they're a top 6 team. I think they could go on a run and win the trophy. I think they could just as easily like some of their players not play that well, and then they lose out like maybe like 4th, 3rd. You know.
That's true. Yeah.
I think Alpha Year is going to be a very big question mark because in stage 1, like in the groups, he did not play that well at all. In playoffs, he did step up, but he definitely had moments where he's like going back and forth and he was very inconsistent. And I don't know how much double duelists are going to be playing, but I hope it's going to be like for their sake. I hope it's going to be a lot because that's where they've shined the most recently. But I know because I think for them to win this tournament, they need Boaster back in his group stage form where he was going insane. And I think they also need Alfier to like actually be consistently good because Alfier's inconsistency has like been one of the reasons why I can't predict Fnatic personally.
Okay. Wait, can we take a second to talk about all, like the double duelists though? Because I think there's gonna be a lot of double duelists. Like most teams do have 2 really good duelist players, so I think we're gonna see a lot of it without Taeho, and yeah.
Yo, G2 Leaf Jojimo double duelist.
Back to C9 Leaf.
Yeah, no, that'd be okay. It's my turn to defend myself. G2. It's the obvious answer, and it's the obvious answer for a reason. Right. I will start defending by saying yes. There's no Teo meta. Yes, Trent, Teo Merchant, not going to be able to play Teo anymore. I will say I'm not like the rest of the people that think, oh, Trent used to be amazing initiator before Teo. Now he's going to be just as good, or like maybe a slight drop. No, I think Trent's going to be worse. I don't think that's their main win condition, even though he was their best player. I think they still have Leaf, who is insane. They still have Jojimo, who I think is going to be even better. He has that dog in him. He was my number 2 rated predicted player for Toronto for good reason, because he was out of the meta, which means less Yoru, which means more Jaw and Raze and Neon, which are his best agents, where he has historically fried on. He's historically been much better at lands than he has in regionals. I don't know. I feel like this G2 roster with the new meta, they're gonna have time to cook. We always know Valen and Josh RT. They're always able to cook. And there's something in the air. There's something in the air. They're in Canada. They're in their home.
There's love in the air.
No, there's love in the air. I feel a G2 win. I don't believe in any of the other teams. I think Team Heretics are gonna choke. I don't believe in Paper X that much. I don't believe in MMBR. I don't believe in RQ. I don't believe in Gen G. I think Fnatic, like I said, if like Alpha is my big question for them. If Alpha plays insane, then they could definitely take it. Other than that, I just really hope we get G2 Team Heretics Grand Final and Team Heretics choking. That would be absolute cinema.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
last
definitely
time-
can see G2.
I mean, last time Heretics and G2 played above 5, it was 3-0. So
I mean, yeah, but that wasn't a grand final. That was a
True.
lower final.
that was a lower final. Yeah.
Next one. G2 as well. Great pick. Great pick. No bias. Great pick.
I said Boost, Fnatic, and G2, and I didn't know what will the one. So no, I know your prediction, Fal. I'm pretty sure. I guess what will be your prediction. To me,
I think my prediction is also fairly obvious.
okay. So to me, this is a hard choice. I think, as I said, maybe this is the first master where I think everyone have really a shot to win this masters. I think Fnatic and G2 are the 2 clear favorites, but it's not a favorite as like oh, they are afraid. One of these 2 will win anyway, and we don't know. And no. It's they are favorites. It's like everyone is at 5% and they are 10%. You know, yeah, it's an exaggeration. It's a little bit higher, I think, but we have Fnatic that just improved a lot recently and have really talented player with a lot of experience. And in another hand, you have G2 that is getting better after each split. It's since they are back in tier 1, every split they are a little bit better. And even if the meta shift, they stay the best team. Not because it's I don't think G2 is a team that have strengths that rely on meta. I think the strength of G2 is fundamentals, is really basic things that doesn't require a lot of aim, but just coordination with your mate. And you can change the meta in every way you want. They will always keep that. If they are a huge shift of the meta, G2 will be one of the favorite because they have the aim and they have the fundamentals, and that's the 2 points that will never change whatever the meta is. So maybe the nerf of Tejo might be in fact something that will favor G2 because the meta will change, and when the meta will change, G2 is favorized by this situation. And I don't think we should be too afraid about the fact, oh, they abuse Tejo, so it's gonna be having some issues playing another thing. I think this is not a problem. When you think something is broken, you're using so much that at the end you are almost happy that you can finally play something else. So yeah, I don't see it as a problem, and I see G2 as the favorite with Fnatic.
All right.
Oh.
I just want to say that now everyone can hear me right now, and I'm just going to say something. Both Foul and Meghania gave me 2 options to pick from for their Toronto winner, and what I did was I flipped a coin for the result. So just know that the Foul and Meghania were between 2 teams, and then both teams were picked because of a coin. And in
The other
3,
team.
2,
Nats.
1, it shall be revealed.
Wait, Nats.
Oh,
Nats.
yeah.
Mine was a coin flip between 3 teams, not 2.
Wait, watch it be like
Oh,
Wolves.
Oh,
Watch me like Wolves or
my
something.
my winner is actually between all 12 teams. I have 100%.
Damn, bro,
right.
You know what? We're gonna say one nice thing to every team and why they can win right after that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here's the team.
Bruh.
Okay, so Okay, so Nats chose a realistic answer. Good. Originally, I had Paper X. Now, I understand it's very, very much cope. However, I do
mean-
believe in the fact that I think G2, like, individually are, like, basically the best team in the world. I don't think there's any argument for that. Just on an individual level. Yes? We can agree
No.
on that?
I
What?
disagree. I disagree.
Okay, then who
Who think's
is?
better?
Player by player, Fnatic is better.
I yeah,
I disagree.
yeah, I think
I think Leaf is better than Alpha. Valen is
I-
better
I
than
Leaf is better than
better
Alpha.
fragger
but-
than Boaster. I think IGL is comparable, but I think Boaster is better IGL. Give him his props.
Yeah,
think-
100%.
Trent
I
is
think
better
Crashy-
than Crashies. I
What?
think Trent's better than Crashies.
No
What do
way.
you mean what? What do you mean what?
Trent is
Best
not better
player
than
in the world,
Crashes.
stage 1? He is better. He's way better
Yeah,
than
stage 1
Crashies.
because he's on
I'm
Taeho every
sorry.
map.
Yeah, no, but even before Teo, Trent
The
was-
VLR rating loves
I would
like
say
that.
Trent was better in
The VLR
2024.
rating inflates Taeho players.
I think
It doesn't matter.
if
Trent was
you
better in
believe-
2024. 2023.
I think they're comparable. I think I put an equal sign.
I think okay,
between
they're
them.
fine. They're comparable. I think Chronicle is better than Jonah P. And I think
Yeah.
my personal opinion as a Jojima lover, Jojima is better than Kayak, but I can see why. It was
I think they're
Yeah,
equal right now. I think international
I
stage.
think like the fact that
Agree.
because international, we don't know how Kayak's gonna perform.
I think
More-
it will perform, but yeah, I think Chronicle is 2 arrows better than Jonah though.
how many change
I think it's you
did
too.
G2 how many change did G2 have for last year's? What's they only change Joggermo, no?
Wait, what? The only change was Dragoma, right?
I see for Jojima.
And I can vividly remember an amazing video by TMV saying that G2 was one of the weakest team individually, but they have the prey mentality and they can group together and manage to make the opponent in an impossible situation and kill them because of that. And I think if we believe that G2 is amazing individually, it's just because they know how to play well together and that's the fundamentals that makes them look good individually. But I
Yeah.
don't think that they have an amazing firepower that is amazing. They are just a decent firepower team with an upgrade with Juggermo and this mentality,
I
this
think Leaf is insane
synchronization.
though.
that
Leaf is insane. What was it? What was like the stats on Leaf? I forget what the stat was, but it like it's crazy, man. Leaf is insane, and Valen's like one of the best fragging IGLs, and like Trent was the best player in stage. He was on Taeho.
Trent. Remember that
But-
clip where Trent got
but-
knifed by Furia?
I do not remember. Oh yeah, I do remember. They won that round though. G2 won that
they,
round.
they did win the round, but that was just funny.
Yeah, no, I think there are definitely maybe if you go player by player, but like G2, I think with G2 is they now have amazing players that can shoot very very well, but they also have like a
I feel like they're probably gonna lose a lot of.
Like I feel like
That's it.
G2 is one of the only teams. Sorry, G2 is one of the only teams that if you replace like one of you could say Jonah P is like probably their worst player, but if you
Yeah.
replace like if you just switch Jonah P and Chronicle, I think G2 would play worse, even though I think Chronicle's a better player.
Yeah, I think Jonah's utility is better.
Oh, but yeah,
I think
so-
like overall my point was that G2 is a world class team. We saw in
Yeah.
we saw in Bangkok. And then even though it's like even though Trent is like known as a Taeho merchant and whatnot, I do think that they'll still do like quite good. Now the other two teams that I had was Fnatic, because that's where the Crashies propaganda part comes in. I do believe that Crashies will save this team. I do think that they are all currently in relatively good form. And then Paper X, like I said earlier, that was Cope. But yeah, I think realistically, I think all the teams have pretty good chance.
Watch Paper X just win it all, and then you're just like,
Hey,
Should-
if
should-
Paper
should
X
step
wins
in-
it all,
This is why
I'm
I always
going.
predict Tech. I always predict Tech. Yeah, so we're saying one nice thing about each team, right? That's what we're doing. So let's start with G2, and I'll say G2. They have amazing chem. They have Dogmo. I love him. I love Dogmo. Okay. Go on. Say your nice thing about G2.
I
Okay.
already said for 10 minutes, so I can't repeat myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll go.
You didn't say your nice thing.
Who, me?
Yeah. Yes, you.
Either one.
Damn, this is rough.
Just say one nice thing.
I think Leaf is definitely one of the best Sentinels in the game right now, and
Okay.
yeah, I think he'll cook.
Al?
I think
Don't
we will
repeat.
not have time
Canadian.
to do this for
Yes.
everything.
Home
He
track.
plays hockey.
We still
Okay.
have 20 minutes. Maybe we should do the coin, and if we have time after the coin, we will do the one nice things.
I think we should. I don't think. Yeah, we should do this and then wrap it up. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap
So
it
Team
up.
Heretics. Team Heretics. I will say, my nice thing. I'm a big Team Heretics hater. But I will say
Damn.
it takes resilience to get back up after every finals loss. Go back and lose another finals over and over. Like, I don't think I would be able to keep going, but you have the resilience. You have the resilience, Team Heretics, and you're gonna do it again. You're gonna go second place again at Toronto. I believe.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
A nice thing about Team Heretics.
Yeah, 229 to go.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's so much. I mean, Rienz is the goat. Mini Boo is great.
Let's keep it short.
Boo is a great. It's just me glazing Heretics for 10 minutes.
Okay, Megan.
I think they have an amazing neon.
Amazing Neon. Okay. Me
Yes,
personally, I am also a big Heretics hater. However, I will say Benji Fishy is pretty good. And then if they start
hasn't been pretty
talking,
good this stage.
if they start talking today, I will be the happiest man alive
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
we are
they
going
shit
to win.
talk. Yeah.
Okay,
I would really like to
that's-
see a repeat of them shit talking and then them losing. Great.
They need to
Okay.
play RRQ. They need to play RRQ so Benji can go, yo, man, yet again.
Okay, Paper X. Paper X. I think Jing is very overhated. I think he's a great player. I think as well, I love that they kept with the W gaming style even after so many haters year after year, talking them out of it, and they're still able to win with it. They're still able to go to internationals. They're one of the most consistent teams at getting to internationals, even with the style that everyone hates and everyone shit talks them on. So, yeah, good job, Paper X. Love you.
229.
Yeah, I love how they even after everything they're still playing the way they play and they're still managing to win and make internationals. Like even after everything, like they've gotten a lot of hate. I think Pat Men's an amazing addition to the team. I'm actually a really big fan now, and yeah, and also I think if something steps up, they can be an incredible team.
Okay, Megan.
I think maybe this is the team that deserves the most to win after Heretics because after so many
After
things,
Heretics.
yeah, after so many things that they just pass through,
Yep.
some games they lose and maybe they should have won this one. They should have a title and they don't have. So
Then Fel. Your team.
Well, okay. So, first of all, Forsaken, my goat, he has been playing amazing for the past couple of weeks, for the past couple of series. He's an amazing player. This is my favorite team. I have a hoodie of them. It's currently in the dry cleaners because, yeah, we don't. Yeah. However, as much cope as there is, I believe, and in the words of Sliggy, choo choo motherfuckers.
Next team, MIBR. So 229FN if you want to start this one.
Yeah, actually, I've actually been a pretty big fan of MIBR as well. I love how like I don't know they up for it.
You cut out for a second there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I was gonna say this MIBR team reminds me of Heretics from last year, where they just got insane mechanical rookies, and then one veteran player, and then the rookies just kind of popped off and became insane. I mean, Cortesia is insane. Ardzine is one of the best fragging IGLs. I'm a really big fan of this team.
Megan?
I think I like the fact Verno did make some effort to integrate himself into MIBR roster. I think he tried to learn Brazilian, if I'm not mistaken. And I think this is a really nice thing to do because sometimes some players are just mercenaries. They just come and just take the money and don't really care. And I think the fact they care is maybe the thing that makes them create an upset.
So MIVR, I just want to say I am a Verno lover, in the sense where he signed my mouse pad when nobody else would. So I love Verno.
Yeah, that's great. I will say MIBR, they're one of my favorite teams, like just as players. I want to give you guys have been talking about Cortesia, Xenon, Maspel. I want to give props to Fraud first, who he came into Loud in 2023 and he coached a masterful season. He got second at Lock-In, first at Americas, third at Champs, and then he got dropped. He went to the worst team in all 4 leagues, in my opinion, or not all 4. I'd say all 3 leagues. He went to the worst team. He did complete shit in that year. Even in kickoff, he did well, and I think Zuka was the head coach then. But then he came back this year and showed why he was that great coach on Loud. And he was really good at integrating Verno, and he was great. And then my other one is to Artson, who was on the MIBR roster that was complete shit. And it was like the interview the other day or the other week, where his dad went up and he said, like that Artson that year with all the losses, he had his head down crying, and he asked him like, "What should I do, Dad? What should I do?" And he told him to keep strong, like God will stand him up. And I mean, it happened. You know, like MIBR became a top team. Like, you know, like it's a nice story to hear, and to give props to him for like sticking through it, being on one of the worst teams in all the leagues, being able to persevere and show why he is a great player, why he deserves to be in Tier 1, switching his role, switching to IGL, you know. XLG for China lovers.
Oh,
They have
yeah,
229.
XLG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, why no? Yeah, let's go fast. Let's go fast.
I want to see something about 12 right
Yes.
after. It won't be too long.
Yeah, okay. XLG, go fast. We're gonna go left to right.
Okay, so
Okay.
XLG have a huge. They won Ascension, and right after winning Ascension, they are already in this tournament in Masters, and it's amazing, and they really deserve it. And we can't guess how high they can go.
Okay, yeah. Anyone else want to say anything about XLG? Quick.
Happy way. Taiwanese. Goat. That's it.
Good. Okay. Next team, Fnatic. Anyone?
Ashies. Love that guy.
Yeah, I love
I'll go.
Crashes as well.
They lost Durka
Good
because
team,
Durka wanted
Already
more
Blazing.
money, and they were able to come back.
Chronicle
It's
is
same
the best
vibes.
player in the world.
I'll throw that in.
Yeah.
Okay, RRQ. Let's go.
Okay, RRQ. Zafiro, my goat. He broke the kill record on LAN. I love to see him back.
Yeah.
Manya, are you alright?
Manya.
Okay.
Indonesia will become a Valorant powerhouse. in
Jemkin
the
is
future.
insane. Jemkin.
Okay,
Sen.
Who's next? Sen.
Anyone have anything nice to say about Sen? I don't.
Damn.
Okay, Genji.
Oh, Zek the child prodigy. What's the respect on him?
Okay, yeah, Bang has been playing well. I will say that. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he
Also,
upgraded
narrate my
400.
freaking white boy.
Okay, Genji.
Yeah, experience it.
I love Texture.
Yeah, I do as well. He's probably one of the funniest players in the league.
Yeah, texture. As long as he doesn't ace, we're good.
Yeah, just give him 4.
First team that bring a trophy to a pack. Well played.
Yes. Okay, BLG.
Okay,
What do you
BLG?
have to say, BLG?
Insane aura farmers? YZ, I need you to bring out the judge today.
Yeah.
Yes, please. He's raised judge. Come on. Wolves.
Wolves,
Uh,
I
UConn's
won't say
main
something.
Juicy's
is
good.
I think Wolves is players that there are a lot of players in Wolf. I think half of them, Pring, Yuko, Stufat Baby, and even Fate, are players that come from a league that is now defunct. So it's Taiwan and Hong Kong league. They were also Mongolia with there, and so much time passed when this league was incorporated to the APAC, the Southeast Asian League, and yeah, they have the heritage to defend. This heritage to this ancient league that is now only archaeologists can see them, archaeologists of Valorant, and they have to represent this lost civilization. So good luck to them.
I will
and I
also
hope they
say
will win.
props to Juicy, because Juicy helped win Bleed Ascension. It's one of the reasons why Bleed was so good. And Bleed imploded while he was gone, and happy for him to
Yeah.
find a team after and to be able to get back to the international stage. And finally, Team Liquid. Thank you for picking up Penny. You know, thank you for picking up Penny. What else can you say about Team Liquid? That's pretty much it. They have good coaches.
Okay.
Team
To
Liquid,
end.
I hope you will have sun to these vacancies and to these holidays, because you are probably here to just chill under the sun, waiting for the champions, and that your goat is back.
Okay, so this is it for the pre-Masters Toronto episode. Let's
Alright.
wrap it up here.
So everyone,
10 minutes
please
until the game.
like and subscribe.
Like and
Like and
subscribe.
Go to twitch.tv/FNS to watch my goat. All right, all aboard the train. It's about to go.
Alright, yep.